humanly speaking, you look at this and think, what is the hope in this? You've lost so many people, not only the mother and the father and all these grandparents, cousin, uncle, all these people in a pretty short span of time. 6 months after we were married, one after the other. What is the hope? Well, the first one was Ty's father, and when he was in the hospital, he never complained. He knew where his hope was. He knew where he was going, and he was a good man. A good man. Just like when you look at Ty, that's who his father was. Just a good man. Well, God was really working in my heart as well as Ty's during the time that his father was ill, showing us that the things that we were pursuing, that so many people in the world pursue, are transient, they're temporary, and one day they'll be gone, just gone. And we saw that Ty's father was living for what really mattered, for eternity. And I was sharing these things, there was so much more, but I was sharing these things with Ty's father. He's a big, tall, strong man, beautiful smile. We're walking around the hospital. He's getting his exercise, hooked up to all these machines. And he looks down at me after telling him how God is really using him in my life and in my heart for good. And he just smiled, that brilliant smile he has that you see in Ty, and said, if that's all that God does is work in your heart with my cancer, then it's all worth it for you. If he could only see today all of the lives that have been spared, all of the souls that are still here enjoying their families and their families enjoying them. He just couldn't believe it. Maybe he knows in heaven, I don't know. But he said it was worth it for me, and to look at all the lives that we have been able to touch just simply by bringing this information into the mainstream. It's criminal that this information has been hidden from the mainstream media. The information flow has been blocked. And so that's why we feel it is a matter of life and death, this message. The truth about cancer has got to be known. There are people out there today that are alive and cancer-free because of this information, and it's a joy. It's the purpose for which God placed us here on this earth. And Ty's parents, those precious souls, we'll see them again. We know that. There's a lot of other families enjoying their family members, their fathers or their mothers, because of this information. So when we hear about cancers, hear the word cancer, that's what we think. We just live to help people. I mean, this is just a passion that we both have, and it's a joy. We desire to help others not to have to suffer as we saw his father suffer and as we had to suffer when we said goodbye. That was very difficult. And our lives were forever changed.
Why is that?
Because they were so loving, and these children are so sweet. We take turns. Sometimes we say, oh, if they were only here, they would be beating down our door to get to these children. Yeah, that's still difficult. We still both have a difficult time with that. And we have to remind each other that there is purpose, there is a reason, and we get to tell the children the wonderful stories that I'm telling you now about their amazing grandparents. And they miss them. They say all the time how they miss them, as if they know them. So that is a consolation, to be able to give them these beautiful stories, to have it written in a book and many articles and interviews. They do have a connection. So that's a consolation. And it's also a consolation that others get to have grandparents. That's a blessing. You know, not having our grandparents for our children, and we get into moments like today, the amazing filming, the beautiful pictures that you got of Ty with the children in our family. Of course, we think, wow, if Grammy could only see this, Ty's parents, but they're not here. And who knows what they can see in heaven? We don't know that. We like to think that there may be some glimpses, something that they probably know more than we do. But we don't know. We don't have that physical connection. But yes, there are families out there that, because of this information, have been able to see their grandchildren grow up, or will be able to see their grandchildren grow up, or their children, or their parents, whatever the case may be. For us, it was parents and grandparents.
The quest for the cure, now the quest for the cure continues, is reaching so many people. So many people are able to wake up to the beautiful truth that cancer does not have to be a death sentence. So all of our suffering,
it's worth it. And that's what Dad told you. Mm-hmm.